Okay, we are here for one of the last 3 Star Wars videos that I have planned. And that would be my ranking of all the Star Wars shows I've watched. Now, I have not seen every single Star Wars show. Unlike how I've seen, like, all the movies, unless you include, like, the Ewok movies from the, like, 80s, I think, and then, like, the holiday special or whatever. Like, I've seen all, like, the theatrically released movies, plus the Clone Wars movie. And I have seen 11 of the shows. Unless you count, we'll get to that. But, I have not seen all of them. I have not seen, like, Andor. I have not seen The Acolyte. I have not seen ones like Resistance. I have not seen, Star Wars Visions. I know that's not canon, but, I've not seen that. I want to see Visions. I kind of want to watch Resistance, but I don't know if I'll actually do that. I won't watch The Acolyte, and then, at least for the future, as long as I can see, and so unless I get old and I'm just like, why not, I probably won't be watching Andor, and I really don't know if there's any others out there. Like, there probably are, and I'm just forgetting a couple of them, but I don't think I am. But for now, let's just get into it. At number 11, my least favorite Star Wars show is Skeleton Crew. I just wasn't, like, I did not enjoy this that much. I didn't really get into it, and it was boring. I didn't really care about much of the characters. The only characters I really, like, started to like was Jude Law, and that's because I really like him as an actor, so I liked his character. The robot, who I don't remember his name, but, I mean, he was kind of cool, like a pirate robot. And then one of the kids, the, like, main girl kid, like, she was somewhat interesting, but even then, like, I didn't really, like, find that much interesting about her. It's just, like, compared to all the other kids, like, she was better than all the other ones. Like, I would try and watch it again just to see if I like it a bit more, but, like, it was not holding my attention, and I just couldn't do the week to week, so maybe if I watch it, like, all at once or something, it will be better, but, like, I didn't really care about anything, so that's my least favorite, and that's about all I have to say. I didn't really like it. At number 10 is the Tales. Now, this includes Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld. I put them together as one because, like, I wasn't going to split them up. Like, I think that each one gets worse. I think that Jedi is better than Empire, and then, well, actually, maybe not. Like, Empire and Underworld are, like, tied. Underworld, let's just go from the latest to the earliest. Underworld, I think that the stuff with the Styles Ventress wasn't, like, extremely good. Like, I think it was a lot more interesting than I thought it would be, because I really don't like a Styles Ventress, but she was definitely better in this than I thought it would be. And then the 3 with Cad Bane, like, made me like his character a lot more. Like, I wasn't a big Cad Bane fan before Underworld, and now, like, I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I do like him a bit more now. Empire, the stuff with Morgan Elsbeth, like, sucks. I don't like it. Screw that. But the stuff with Barriss Offee, I think, was really good. I actually kind of liked it. Obviously, you get, like, a little cameo with Darth Vader, and, I mean, that elevates it a good bit, too, even though it's, like, 5 seconds. But I really liked her little redemption arc, and ultimately what they do with her. Like, I thought that was really interesting. But Jedi is probably my favorite. I think that the stuff with Count Dooku, while not being, like, the greatest thing, like, is interesting and kind of cool, seeing how he fell to the dark side and how, like, Qui-Gon's death kind of did a little bit of that. You get Yaddle, and, like, this is, like, her only appearance except for Phantom Menace. I think she was in that a little bit, but this shows what happens to her. And she's voiced by Bryce Dallas Howard, which I'm pretty sure that's who voices her, which I think is kind of cool, especially since she, like, directs some episodes of The Mandalorian. But then the Ahsoka stuff, like, the first Ahsoka episode is fine, where it's her as a baby and she connects with this, like, mountain lion thingy. It was interesting. Like, it's not, like, the best thing, but it was interesting. The third episode where she's hidden on this, planet, and then one of the Inquisitors shows up, and she ends up killing him and kind of getting back into the fight. I thought that was a really good episode, but my favorite episode out of all the Tales episodes, and one that I would give 5 stars to, like, I gave it 5 stars, is the second episode with Ahsoka, which it doesn't really do much, but it's showing her training, after Anakin takes her in as his apprentice, it goes throughout the years, and it shows her growing up, so it's like this was happening during the Clone Wars, but he's, like, teaching her how to defend herself against gunshots, like, clone shooting her and everything, and, that kind of, like, shows you that, in the last season of Clone Wars, when the clones turn on her in the final couple episodes, and she's there, like, doing all her trolling and, like, stopping the shots and everything, Anakin taught her that, and I thought that was really good, like, world building, like, how did she do that? Like, Anakin taught her, and then you get a little scene with her and Rex right before the, like, final little bit of Clone Wars, and it's just, like, it was phenomenal. It's only 15-ish or so minutes, like, probably not even that, so it's not long, it's short, but it is, like, just a phenomenal episode of Star Wars television. But, like, besides that, like, I would say, like, all the tales of, like, they're good, but, like, none of them really stick out. Like, the Ahsoka trilogy, I guess the Ahsoka, like, 3 episodes, like, are the best ones, definitely. If I had to rank, let's just do this. If I had to, like, rank each, like, 3 individually, it would probably be Ahsoka at the top. Probably Barriss, then Cad Bane, even though those are, like, tied. Then it would be Count Dooku, Asajj Ventress, and then Morgan Elsbeth. There's my mini ranking for all the different arcs. Number 9, so from this point on, I would say all these are just, like, really good. Like, I really don't, like, hate any of them. But number 9 would be Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show. It has been released on Steelbook, so I would be holding it up if I had it, but I haven't got into it yet. But a lot of people don't like this, and I do. A lot of people think this would have been better as a movie, and I do. I think it would have been better as a movie. But it's still a really good, solid 6-episode season. I think what they do with Obi-Wan is pretty interesting, where you've kind of got him dealing with what he did to Anakin and everything, and he's kind of, like, given up on being a Jedi, and he's got to become hopeful again and everything. I think that works, and I think that makes sense with his character. I think that Leia was pretty good in this. Like, is it kind of weird, like, in the canon, like, does it all fit together? Like, maybe, but I think it fits well enough. Obviously, Darth Vader, Hayden Christensen in the show, like, he returns, and, like, everything with him is phenomenal, and that last little bit in episode 6 is just great, where he's like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. You are what I am. What exactly did he say? Like, I created, like, something, I don't know, but it's, like, kind of giving Obi-Wan closure. Is it weird that he also didn't kill Vader in that scene, and, like, all the stuff that Vader does after that, like, it's kind of on Obi's shoulders, like, a bit, but, like, I don't really care. That doesn't really mean much to me. And I think that Darth Vader throughout the show is just awesome. Like, he farms. Like, there's, I think it's towards the end-ish of episode 5, where they're trying to escape in a ship, and Darth Vader just walks in and casually, like, stops it and, like, pulls it back to the ground. Obviously, that was a decoy, but it's just, like, he's so powerful. The biggest problem with the show is, the Viva, the one Inquisitor who was just there to try and get revenge on Anakin, because she used to be a youngling, and he was there, and she saw him, and blah, blah, blah. She wants revenge, and then she tries to kill Luke to get back at him, but ultimately it doesn't go. Like, she sucks. I hated her character. I think the character could have been interesting a little bit, but, like, the actress didn't really help at all. Like, I didn't really like the actress at all, but, like, as a whole, like, the show just isn't very good. Nope. Overall, the character of Reva just isn't good at all. The show is... I messed up. But I do like Obi-Wan. And I think that, like, it's not, like, the best Star Wars, as you can tell. But, like, it's a very fun, watchable show. Number 8 is Ahsoka. The live-action Ahsoka series that is basically a Rebels Season 5. But at the same time, like, it stands apart enough. I do like it, and with Season 2, it definitely could get better. Sorry, had to yawn. But it definitely could get better with Season 2. There are things that aren't my favorite. I think that, I think Hera is pretty good. I think Sabine is pretty good. Ezra, I can see growing on me, but like the actor for now just isn't my favorite as the Ezra character. Hera has a kid who I don't remember what his name is, but it's supposed to be her kid with Kanan, which I think is cool that Kanan's legacy like lives on in a way, but that kid was annoying. Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka isn't my favorite, and that is what kind of holds it back a little bit at points, is that the other stuff that holds it back is like the villains weren't like the most interesting. Like I hated Morgan Elsbeth. I'm happy she died. And then there's Shin Hati and Baylan Skoll, who are like these Jedi Sith people. They're not super interesting, and like I'm not like super excited to see their characters back in season 2, especially since Baylan Skoll won't be played by Ray Stevenson, which rest in peace. He definitely made the character like a lot better than the character would have been, and I'm not really excited to see how they do it in season 2, but they were fine. Thrawn obviously is good. Like I think that Thrawn is pretty good. I can't believe they got Elon Musk to play him. Sorry, I had to make that joke. But I think Thrawn is good in the show. Probably not better than he was in Rebels, but good nonetheless. And it definitely has a lot that it can do better in season 2. Like season 2 could make it better, but like it's not a bad show. But as I was saying, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, like there's just something missing. Like in the animated shows and everything, like she's just got this like upbeat quality about her that I think Rosario Dawson doesn't have. Like maybe she could, but like in this show, like Ahsoka just seems a little bit like less Ahsoka than she should. And like I get animation's a lot different than live action, but she's also not like as like skillful or like as acrobatic or anything as Ahsoka is in this. Like a lot of people have like said that like, oh, she's not very good with the lightsabers, and like it's kind of true. Like she's like Rosario Dawson like with the lightsabers and everything like isn't very good. And like that's proven in episode 5, which is the best episode of the show, where Hayden Christensen comes back as Anakin in the World Between Worlds, and like that episode, like everything to do with him and everything is just phenomenal. But like he will fight her, and like he's just over here spinning it and everything, and like beating her, and like her stuff is just so clunky. And like behind the scenes, like they had to tell Anakin to slow down because it's like she can't keep up. Mind you, this is like however many years after Revenge of the Sith, where he probably hasn't really like done much lightsaber stuff in between. Like he might have a lightsaber at his house that he practices with, but like besides that, like he came in, picked it up, and he's like right back to like spinning and everything, and they're like, slow down, please. That episode is phenomenal. Like I love that episode. It's like Ahsoka the show like is obviously down for all these other ones, but like that episode is just phenomenal. I love it. But like as a season, like it's a good season, and I do like how it's like kind of like Rebels like 4.5. Like it's not exactly Rebels season 5, but it does have like the Rebels characters, and it's like following up a lot of stuff that happens in Rebels and everything. But as a season, I think it works. It's just like there's a couple things that do hold it back, and like yeah. Number 6 is going to be the latest show to this ranking. And I probably should have done the ranking when this released, but I thought Ahsoka Season 2 was this year, but it's next year, so we're not getting any more Star Wars shows this year. That would be Maul Shadow Lord. It's only one season, but it's a really good season. I do think it starts off a bit slow, and there are episodes, especially in the first half, that I'm like, Darth Maul isn't in it as much as he should be. But once you get into, like, right after Season 4, you get a couple really good lightsaber fights in the first 4 episodes, like, as well. But after episode 4, like, episode 5 onward, it just continues getting better, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And then you get the final episode where Darth Vader comes in, and it's just like awesome. Like, that is an awesome episode. It's definitely the best of the show. And Season 2 has already been announced, so that will probably be releasing next year as well, if not the year after. But no, Sam Witwer said that you won't have to wait a long time. So at the least next year, at the earliest this year. Like, I can see it being this year, at the latest next year. But I could see a potential where at least the first couple episodes released like at the end of the year and it goes into next year. I can see that happening. But like the lightsaber fights are really good. The animation is so good. Sam Witwer as Maul is a phenomenal character. And then obviously like Darth Vader at the end is just the icing on the cake. You get Devin, who is this new Jedi girl who Maul kind of like takes on as an apprentice at the end of the show, and I think that her character throughout the season was interesting. I would say like out of all the main characters, Devin and Maul are like the only ones that I'm like, oh, they're really good. But like there's other ones that I think are fine. If you want a longer review of the season, I have that on the channel. But as for now, like Maul, just with one season, like number 7. And I can see it getting better, but at the same time, like this next one is what holds it back a little bit, and I'll get to that. But the next one isn't exactly one that is canon, but it's one that I have a lot of fun with, and I really love it. I think that all the characters are really good. The episodes are really fun. It's just fun and everything, and that would be Lego Star Wars: The Freemaker Adventures. Technically not canon, but I do watch them and consider them canon. Like, I'll watch these right after Empire. I'll watch Empire, watch this, and then Return the Jedi. Season 2, like, the last little bit connects it to Return the Jedi, but, like, the family that it sets up with Rowan, Cordy, Xander, and then Roger, I think that all 4 of them are really good. Like, if I had to say which ones are my favorite, Rowan and Roger are probably my favorites. I don't know, like, Roger at points is more, I like a little bit more than Rowan, and then Rowan I like more than him at sometimes, and then it would be Xander and then Cordy. Cordy's my least favorite. She can be kind of annoying, but so can Xander. But, like, just throughout 2 seasons, seeing the adventures with this family is just really fun. Obviously, and as you can see, Darth Vader is involved, and so is the Emperor, but like Darth Vader is involved. He gets a bigger role in season 2, and he's extremely fun. You get lightsaber fights, which is just really fun to see. Like, you get cameos from Luke, and in season 1, what's her name? It doesn't show it. But you get this one girl who's like a Sith. So, and at the end, like, she ends up in Carbonite. So it's kind of like, it kind of works. Like there are things like, it's like obvious that it's not canon, but like there are things that it's like, I guess it could kind of fit in. And then like in the season 1, you get Zero the Hutt, which I thought was really cool. You also get Dengar. You get an appearance from Boba Fett, which is really fun. And then season 2 is the one that really like takes place during like Return of the Jedi, and it's a really fun one where they're looking for in the first one they're looking for the Kyber saber crystals, which are like the first lightsaber ever created, and then in the second one they're trying to make this ship that can take down the Death Star 2, and you get MOC, who's like this robot that Darth Vader gets threatened by. It's a really, really fun show that I love watching. It's under the next 5 because it's like with 2 seasons and it's a Lego show. It's like, obviously, like, there's things I don't like about it as much as like others. Like, some of the humor can be meh, and like just some of the like, there's just things about it at points that like aren't my favorite. But all in all, I love that show. I will never hate it. It will probably be one of my favorite. Like, it's a really great show. I would give it like a 4 out of 5. Like, it's a phenomenal show. So like all these rest of the seasons are great, but like I just have a soft spot and nostalgia for that one. Coming in at number 5 is one of the divisive Star Wars shows, and that would be Star Wars Rebels. I guess like some people, like, I can understand why some people might not like be the biggest fans of season 1 because it's a little bit kiddie-ish, and then season 2 keeps that a bit, but then season 3 and 4, like, at some, like, they also have kiddish stuff, but they get a little bit more mature. But, like, even season 2 at the end and stuff, like, gets mature. And Darth Vader, one thing, the finale of season 2, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one where they get to this planet, and then Darth Vader shows up, and it's the one where Ahsoka, like, dies. I think that episode is perfect, and definitely the best episode of the show. But, just, I do have some nostalgia for season 1 especially, and then I think a couple of season 2. I think I watched these two growing up, at least season 1. I know I watched season 1 growing up, and then season 2 I might have. Season 3 and 4 I didn't, but the way it connects into the movies towards the end and stuff is really good. Like how they start the Rebel Alliance, like they were at the cell, and then how you see like the Rebel Alliance like fully start is really good. And like you see characters like Callus go from the Empire over to the Rebels. Once you get into seasons 3 and 4, you get the big bad Thrawn, and I think his character is pretty interesting. In the first season, the big bad is the Grand Inquisitor, which I think was really fun. And then Darth Vader is kind of like the big bad in season 2, plus some other Inquisitors. The main cast is like a really good cast, and like I really like how over the course of the show they become like a family. Like Ezra, I think is a really good character. I think Sabine's a really good character, and just what they do with her. And I think that one reason I like Sabine a lot as well is that she's a Mandalorian, and especially in seasons 3, and like 4, mostly 3 though, like they get into some of that like Mandalorian backstory, and I really like that. Hera is a really good character where she's like the pilot, and what her and Kanan's relationship is really good, where they got like a little bit of a love thing going on. But Kanan's relationship with Ezra throughout the show is really good, where they kind of become like friends, and Kanan's like a mentor. And then it leads into season 4 where he ends up sacrificing himself, and it's a really well done death. And then you've got Zeb, who I think is a really fun character. And then you've got Chopper. Where's Chopper? Chopper. Who Chopper's not like a big part, but like he's just a robot. So it's not like he's got any speaking roles or anything. But I think Chopper as a character is pretty good. And unlike the Clone Wars, which we'll get to in a little bit, where like there's all these different characters and you've got all these different plot lines and everything, this has a more story-based thing where like each season has a story, whereas in Clone Wars, like there's just arcs, but like none of them have a big bad or a story like season 7 does. Season 6 I don't think did. I'm trying to remember. I don't think season 6 did, but like all the other ones don't. Like there's things that happen, and obviously it connects in and everything, and but like as like Thrawn, big bad for these two. Like you can tell the Grand Inquisitor is the big bad for this one. Season 2 is the only one that is like who's the big bad, like Darth Vader, but he's not like a big part. The Inquisitors are hunting them, so it's kind of the Inquisitors, but then you get Darth Vader, and then like Thrawn, but like, it has some really good Star Wars moments. Like, obviously, Darth Vader is just perfect in Season 2. You get Darth Maul in this, and the way he ends in Season 3, like, his death is really good. And I'm kind of excited to see how Maul Shadow Lord, like, brings you to that point. And then you get the final episode where Ezra, like, brings himself into this other galaxy. And that's where Ahsoka picks up. And they're trying to find him, and, like, everything. Like, it's just a really good show. I think that what Dave Filoni did with it was really good. And I really don't understand, like, the hate for this. Like, I can understand why someone might not be, like, the biggest fan of Season 1, because, frankly, Season 1 is aimed a bit more kiddish. But, like, as the seasons go on, they just get, like, more mature and better and stuff. Like, I don't really know what I would rank it, but, like, I think that each season has stuff I like about it. And, like, there's also these things I don't like about them as much, but, like, each season of this show is just good, and they all have something to offer. So if you haven't watched this because you're like, oh, I don't know, it's too kiddie or something, like, I would watch it because it's really good. And I really like the show. Number 4 is The Bad Batch. You've got 3 seasons, and I think that each season is just really good. It does have a couple episodes that I would give 5 out of 5, and most of those episodes include Rex. There might have been 1 or 2 without Rex that I'm like, yeah, those are 5 out of 5. But I think that all the characters are done really well. I think my favorite is probably Echo, just because like I really like Echo. You get his backstory in Clone Wars, but Echo is a really good character. and then I'm trying to remember their names. Tech in the first 2 seasons is really good. Obviously, he dies at the end of season 2, which I thought was done well. Hunter as like the main guy, I think he's a really good character. I think that Crosshairs is probably my second favorite. Just like when I first started the show, he's obviously in Clone Wars season 7, and I think he's good in that. But then you start the show, and he becomes an Empire guy. Like, he betrays them and everything, and I was just like, oh my god, I hate him. But then as the seasons go along, and you kind of just see like what's going on, and he gets his redemption arc and everything, and you kind of learn like stuff that happened to him, like he was tortured and everything, and like what they do with his character is just phenomenal. And like I just love what they do with this character, and Crosshairs is just phenomenal. And then Omega gets introduced, and at first her character could be a bit like, yeah, but I think as the seasons go along, like I did like her character, and I think that what they do with like her being a female clone was interesting, and ultimately like how they do her character, I thought that was really good. Wrecker is basically just like the comedic dude, and he's good at that because he's pretty funny. I'm trying to remember if there's any others. I don't know if there is. Echo, Tech, Hunter, Crosshairs, Wrecker. I feel like there's one I'm missing, but I can't think of who. If there's one I'm missing, sorry about that. I just can't think about one right now. But like each season, like is just really good. Obviously, there are episodes here and there that are like, some people call them filler, but it's just like I don't really see what filler means, because it's like every episode, especially when you've got seasons that are like 20 or so episodes, like doesn't need to connect to like the main plot. Like, it's just an adventure with these characters, which is what a show is about, is showing you these characters. Like, Rebels. Like, are there episodes in there that don't really do with the main plot? And, like, are there ones that could have been skipped? Yeah. But do I like watching each episode? Because, like, how do I explain it? But, like, because you get to see the characters and the growth and everything. Yes. The Clone Wars, which we will get to in a bit, has a filler thing. Like, people say filler and everything, but I want to talk about that when I get to Clone Wars. But, Bad Batch, I just thought was a really fun show, and I liked how they did the clones and everything, and, it was a nice follow-up to Clone Wars, and kind of seeing, like, the formation of the Empire and everything. The one thing I think it was missing was the Darth Vader cameo. I just feel like that would have been cool. But, Bad Batch. Number 3 is the one that I'm probably going to get the most amount of hate for. Book of Boba Fett. I love it. I don't get the hate for it. I really don't. I don't want to get too deep into it, because I will be, as I said, there will be a video in the next couple of days where I'm going to be ranking all the Mandalorian episodes plus the Book of Boba Fett episodes plus the movie. So I'll get a little bit deeper into my thoughts of like the episodes and everything in that. But as a quick little bit, like the first 4 episodes I think are really good. I think that obviously the stuff in the main timeline where you've got Boba Fett kind of taking over Jabba's spot, and like kind of like dealing with all that, and like you get the Pikes and everything. I think all that's really good. The flashbacks I think are good. I think that the longer they go, like the better they get. I think that the stuff with the Tuskens is good, but probably my least favorite part of the flashbacks. And then you get him meeting Fennec, which I thought was really good. You get him getting revenge, or so he thought, and then him getting Slave 1, and kind of what leads to his appearance in Mandalorian Season 2. And then the first scene where he kills or supposedly kills the what's the thing, that the Sarlacc pit, and then he like comes out of the sand in his gear and everything. Like, that scene is awesome. Episodes 5 and 6 are the ones that feature Mando a lot. In episode 5, Boba Fett is not in it, but even though it's a Book of Boba Fett episode, I love episode 5. Episode 6 is the one that I'm, like, not the biggest fan of. Like, it's a good episode. Don't get me wrong. I still like the episode. But, like, one episode here that has Mando and doesn't have Boba Fett, I can take. Because it's like, yeah, they kind of want Mando to become a bigger part. I get that. But then doing 2 in a row, Boba Fett has one scene, and then you focus on Grogu and Luke a little bit more in that episode. Like, it's not my favorite. But then episode 7, where you've got Mando and Boba teaming up against the Pikes, you get Cad Bane, you get a Rancor, you get action, you get Grogu reconnecting with him, which people don't like, but like I don't have the biggest problem. But you get all this, and it's just a really solid episode. I love that episode. But like, could it have been better? Yes. Is there like some thoughts I have on how to make it better? Yes. But as a whole, like as a season, was it good? Yes. And do I hope Boba Fett returns? Absolutely. But it's not my favorite Star Wars show. Because number 2, my second favorite Star Wars show, one that I don't really see like getting topped, is Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This show is phenomenal. Obviously there are lots of episodes here and there that aren't the best. To that point, people say that there's a lot of filler in the Clone Wars, and no, there's not. Okay, there's no filler. There isn't, like, in all the seasons besides season 7, there isn't, like, a main plot. There are things that happen, there are arcs, but there isn't a main plot. And filler, I think that when people say filler, it's like, oh, it didn't need to happen, and, like, it didn't fit the story and everything. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is supposed to be showing you stuff that happens during the Clone Wars. Like, battles and all this stuff. It does that. So I don't get, like, there's filler. Like, are there bad episodes? Definitely. Like, the, Jar Jar Binks episode. There's a couple of them. Like, those aren't the best. Those aren't the worst, but they're not the best. And, like, I can't, like, think of them on the... Oh, in Season 7, even though that's, like, a phenomenal season. The 3 or 4 episode arc where Ahsoka's with the 2 sisters... Those episodes are horrible. And in context, like, in that season, those are probably filler. Like, I would say, like, out of any episodes in the Clone Wars, if you're gonna say any are filler, like, those episodes are. But, like, all the other ones, like, there's no filler. The Pong Krau arc, where you got the guy with the 4 arms who's, like, a bad Jedi. He betrayed the Jedi and everything, and the clones kind of have to... deal with him. Those are bad episodes. Like, I'm not a big fan of those ones. But are they filler? No. I mean, I guess people want to consider those filler anyway. But, like, what I'm trying to get at is, like, there is no filler in this show because it's meant to be the way it is, where it's just different scenarios in the Clone Wars. But, like, the backstory it gives to Revenge of the Sith is great. You obviously get introduced to Ahsoka fully. Obviously, you got introduced to her in the Clone Wars movie, which if you want to see my ranking of that, go watch my Star Wars movie ranking. But you get the introduction of her, and Anakin's relationship is awesome and probably, like, the best part of the show. You get Captain Rex, who is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. You get Commander Cody, who's really cool. You get Fives, which I don't know why he's all the way back here. But you get Fives, who is one of my favorite Star Wars characters as well. And what they do with him, especially in Season 6, is really good. And just, like, seeing the animation throughout the seasons just get better is just really cool to see. You get, like, a bunch of really awesome lightsaber fights. You get some really cool, like, gunfights, like, battles and everything. Just seeing, like, a bunch of different Jedis and everything is really fun. There are episodes, as I said, that are bad. Like, there are bad episodes. Like, some of the worst episodes of Star Wars history are in this. But there's also, like, some of the greatest. Like, the, Mortis arc, where they go to the Mortis and Anakin kind of finds out he's going to be Darth Vader, but then that gets stripped of his memory, is phenomenal. The ending of Season 5, where Ahsoka gets framed and Anakin has to stop that, is phenomenal. The stuff with Mandalore is really cool. I just love Mandalorians. In Season 7, the Anakin stuff with the Bad Batch is pretty good. Obviously, that was kind of just setting up the Bad Batch show, but it was really good. And then the last couple episodes on Mandalore, where Ahsoka takes out Darth Maul, and then Order 66 happens and everything, are just awesome. A great way to end the show, and just, like, I just love this show. I've watched it 2 or 3 times. The first time I watched it was in, like, 2023, I think. Like, so I did not grow up with this or anything, but it's just, like, the show is just so good, and it's such a fun watch. Like, it's one that I could put on, and, like, I don't even have to pay attention to, like, everything. Like, it's just background thing that, like, if I wanted to just lay down and, like, kind of relaxed or something, like, this show is one that I could put on because it's just so fun and it's long. But I love that show, and it is some of the best Star Wars that you can get. It's also some of the worst Star Wars. Like, there are some episodes that are the worst Star Wars, but there's also some of the best of Star Wars. But it is not my favorite Star Wars show, because obviously, if you could deduct or anything, my favorite Star Wars show is The Mandalorian, which not only is it my favorite Star Wars show, it's my third favorite show of all time. The only other two that I like more are The Terminal List and Daredevil. But this show is just phenomenal. The Mandalorian is my favorite Star Wars character. I think that he's just really cool. He's basically like Star Wars Batman, but he's like a bounty hunter. He just looks awesome. Like, everything that you get with like the Mandalorians, especially in season 3, is just really good. But you also get like season 1 and 2, like Mandalorian backstory. Season 1, like just adventures of the week, like just different bounties and everything. I really love. And, like, the story is really good. Grief Karga is amazing. Moff Gideon's a really good bad guy. Season 2, where, you get, this is basically, like, the cameo season, but it's the best season to me. Spoiler alert. But, like, I think that everything, like, is just really good, where you get Boba Fett returning, you get Ahsoka returning, Bo-Katan, and just, like, Moff Gideon again. Ultimately, how it leads to the ending where Mando takes off his helmet for Grogu and everything, I think is pretty good. And then Book of Boba Fett, like, you kind of get that, but, like, I like those. And then you get season 3, which a lot of people don't like, but I love season 3 as well. It does have my least favorite episode of the show, and another one that is also not one of my favorites, but season 3 as a whole, I think, is a really phenomenal season, and it's the season that you really get, like, the Mandalorian backstory. And I absolutely love every single season. I hope that this character continues, whether that be he gets a movie trilogy or whatever, or what I would probably prefer, he comes back for another season, just because, like, even though there are only 8 episodes, like, 8 episodes is longer than a movie, because, like, the movie was around 3 or 4 episodes. Like, it was as long as, like, 3 or 4 episodes. So, a season is about 2.5 movies. So, if I had a choice, like, which one would I pick, I would probably go with, like, another season. But at the same time, like, I would like more movies as well. Like, best of both worlds, like, more seasons and more movies. Like, you can have a movie like maybe 3 seasons, a movie, 3 seasons, a movie, 3 seasons. I don't know, but I hope this character continues, and I'm kind of just trying to, like, go through my thoughts, because my longer thoughts are gonna be when I do the episode breakdowns. But when I do my episode ranking of Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett plus the movie, I will also give, like, a little ranking of, like, what I think, like, how would I rank the movies plus the movie plus the seasons plus Book of Boba Fett, like, a little ranking in there. But so I'm kind of just trying to speed run this. But not only is this my favorite Star Wars show, it's my third favorite show, and it is my favorite Star Wars project ever. And the movie also goes along with that. But yeah, that is my ranking of the 11 Star Wars shows I've seen. One of them isn't technically canon, and one of them is basically just, like, 3 short seasons put into one. But that's my ranking. Tell me yours in the comments. And probably a good chunk of you have seen like Andor, especially possibly the Acolyte, and then maybe some of you have seen Resistance and the Visions. But just, like, in the comments, just tell me your ranking. Tell me what you thought of mine. Don't be super rude, because I know my ranking isn't exactly what people would rank, but it is mine. But I will see you in the next video for my top 10 Star Wars characters, because I'll just do that one since it will be a bit shorter. And then I'll see you for my last one, which is the one I'm most looking forward to, which is all the episodes and everything. But until then, I will see you soon, and may the Force be with you.